Last time on Knights of the Roll Table, the heroes got to know more about the city of Khall T'vott. Diedre got more familiar with the Dragonborn, Morthos. The heroes were able to see across the valley to a massive growing storm. Igneous spied on the queen. They met two of the Emerald Dragonlings, and then had a philosophical argument about the morality of dominate person. Then, Cookie jumped out the window. That was weird.
All right, welcome back to Knights of the Roll Table. Here we are continuing on with our discussion and figuring out what's going to happen here in the city of Khall T'vott. And you guys are with Clan Rock, and he's detailing to you his plan of rebuilding and how he might be able to do that under your guys' direction. And looking at the plan that we have kind of going forward, we know that there's several buildings that need to be repaired. There's some buildings, there's opportunities to build new buildings to help guard the city or to do other things that you might want to do. And there's different actions that you can take. So we've been discussing and planning behind the scenes here, which would be hard to dictate on the very audio medium of podcasting, but we'll try to describe that as best we can as we go forward. And we're modifying the Bastion rules from the new updated 2024 Dungeon Masters Guide. And I'm giving you guys an opportunity to kind of inform Clan Rock what you want to do. And so Clan Rock is telling you, like, here's what we can do. And he's kind of like detailing these different ideas that kind of he has had. But he says, if there was another way that you wanted to put us to use, I mean, I think this is the amount of hours that we could work with the number of able bodies that we have. There's all kinds of options for that. And I guess the problem is if you traveled, gosh, if only there was some way that we could communicate with each other over distances. I guess you could just stay here and give me commands of what you want to do each day, or I could do them over a long period of time. But boy, if there was just some item that was given earlier to help you.
Oh wait, we do have something. We have like a magical mailbox
really?
or something like that. It's like you put something in and it comes out the other side.
Right.
Brilliant.
The lake house one. Yes.
A lake house box.
Yes, of course. We all know the lake house box. And I'm so lucky that you have one. It's such a rare item in this universe that we have.
It is interesting. There are things like it in different regards, but this is something that is pretty cool.
It is a very specific and a very specific reference. Yes. Well, he says, that could work. If you just put your requests in each day, I could update you on the progress and let you know of any other things. Oriana comes over to you guys and says, you guys, I think we really should start heading out. We should recon this black mass that's moving out there. We need to figure out what this thing is. We need to know kind of what we're up against. I say we head north and investigate a little bit, find out what's going on. And Morthos also, he comes in and says, well, you could do that and you waste it. We know it's more slimes. We know it's some bigger, crazier thing. We're going to need reinforcements here. We need to get the dragons on our side. We need to find the wise wizard of the mountains.
Wait, is that the dragon is a wizard, or there's...
No. There's an old wizard who was a former caregiver of dragons here, but he was excommunicated himself because he thought he could talk to them, and he thought he could control them and create a community.
Oh yeah, that's a terrible idea. What, you wouldn't want to do that. Looks over it.
Well, that's. He said, well, it wasn't accepted, and so he made himself reclusive and to be closer to the dragons. Some say that where he is up in the mountains is where we spot some of our past dragons who come back and visit. They come and visit him, is what they say. I don't know if it's true, and honestly, I don't believe it. But at this point, I think we need to look into any option that we can.
He is another Dragonborn. If he was a caretaker,
Well,
yes. Because only Dragonborn can do
yes,
that,
only-
not goblins.
Yes. Correct. Impossible for goblins to do that task. He says, "Well, that's the one thing you got going for you. I think you'll get along just fine."
All right.
Probably-
So first we need to decide what we're doing with the Bastion, and then we need to kind of decide what we're doing with us, right?
Yeah.
DM, can you
Yes.
remind us with the actions what each one does? So we have build.
Yeah. So build would be to start building a building. Repair would be to fix any of the 3 buildings that are there so that they can start to actually work, and you could actually then create legions of soldiers. So we're gonna call we're basically gonna boil down for our little end game that we'll do. We're gonna say that a legion is 100 soldiers that are ready to fight.
Okay.
So the goal is to have you guys have multiple legions of soldiers to have a very big battle on this field. Again, you don't know how big the force is or what that force is that you're going to go up against, but you know, so
Right.
And what gives us legions?
part of
that would be barracks?
so that would be recruit.
Recruit. Oh,
Yes,
I didn't
but
even see that
the
one.
barracks have to. Yeah, so that's one of the actions is to recruit, which will recruit and then find, and then it's you're kind of sending people out to find other dragonborns from different villages around
Okay.
and bring them back.
Reinforce is
Is to build. It's going to build a defensive structure around the city, so that if all of your legions get wiped out on the battlefield, that's
still
kind
have
of
walls.
the last. You'll still have walls and some
and
reinforcements.
then research is something with magic, right?
Research at this point, you don't have anything that can do
Oh, okay.
research, so it's not something you could either specifically. I'm leaving it kind of vague so that we can figure out. I want it to be kind of open for you if you want to.
Like we could research dragons, we could research weapons, we could research something.
places where wizards
Right.
might hide out in the mountains.
Sure, you could send somebody. You could set a group of dragonborn to
Right.
do some research for you.
And then the buildings we can
And-
build. We know the buildings we can repair are blacksmith, barracks, and observatory. Buildings we can build.
So you could build. So the buildings that are in disrepair, the blacksmith, the barracks, and the observatory. And the possible buildings you can build are a college, which will help you get boons, which will be special advantages that you can use during the wartime part
Mhm.
when we get to the end game. A factory, which will build artillery, so like trebuchets and catapults and that kind of stuff. And then a laboratory, which can advance your researching, should you need it or not. Or another building if you decide you want to build a flamethrower factory or whatever.
I want to build an anti-ooze factory.
A
You
sponge
need 100
factory. I would
research
just a
points.
sponge
Yeah.
factory so it absorbs all of
It just sucks them all up.
A salt factory. We just put it out in front.
Hey, well, they're not slugs. They're
I assume they operate
they're
the same
oozes.
way.
well, you should do some more research points before.
All right. So to recap, so we can build, repair, reinforce, recruit, or research. And I know research is spelled wrong. And those are with our bastion points.
Correct. You currently have 4 bastion points for this
Okay.
day.
And then
How
we
does that- how
have
does- Go ahead.
we have sorry, Matt. We have a blacksmith, a barracks, and observatory in disrepair. So we could fix those.
Right.
And then we could build a college, a factory, or a laboratory, but that would be from scratch.
Those take 2 points.
2 points to build or 2 points to fix?
1 point to repair, 2 to build.
Okay. And then, okay.
So,
1 point.
speaking of points,
I was trying to simplify out the Bastion rules, and I somehow made them more complicated.
so we have 4 points right now for day 1.
Yes.
Do we acquire 4 points each day? How does that work? Like, what's the...
Yeah, so each day you get 4 points.
Okay, cool. All right. So we should discuss bastioning before we head out, is my assumption. So, what do you guys think we should build? Or go do? Should we go get more people to attack the bad guys?
Well, I want to ask Igneous because he's actually been part of an army. I'm just a magic guy, so I don't know much about whatever. But I mean, if it were up to me, I'd be all for reinforcing the research of things.
Well,
it's always good to know more stuff. But what do you think? Because you've been part of an army before.
Yeah, well, I was a scout, and I think, to have a functional army, you want all the pieces to be working in concert. So a little bit of everything over the course of the next couple of days will be good. But I've got no problem with starting with research and being able to, build the best stuff from the start. Know the information. The more information you start with, the better you can build up. So I'm on board with, maybe a laboratory or a college or whatever gets us some good foundational wisdom.
Clanrock speaks up. He says, "It's going to be hard to build very much when we don't have, extra tools and stuff. So I think we should definitely build that blacksmith.
Oh yeah,
we need to repair the blacksmith, and then we'll be able to.
All right,
really get to building some other stuff.
So let's repair the blacksmith. That's 1 point.
Okay.
And then they could start making tools tomorrow, I assume.
Yes.
Well,
yeah.
I think we should.
If we got it up and running.
I think we should build the blacksmith, which fixes it.
I'm in favor of recruitment. Seems like the most prudent thing to do this early on.
That'll give us some more people, so when it's time to do the building and research, we'll have more people to do it. And then they can also be soldiers later.
Exactly. People are the only currency that truly matters.
Can we send 2 teams out to recruit so we can get more people? And then the blacksmith is going, and then we have a lot of people tomorrow? Assuming that's how fast recruitment happens.
Clanark says, "Yeah, I think we can start mobilizing people. We have a few able-bodied people that are excited to, ready to start work."
Great, let's do that.
So if we repair the blacksmith and do 2 recruitings, that still gives us 1 point left.
Correct.
Then we should what we should do is we should reinforce the walls, just in case something comes. At least we have a little bit of defense when we don't have a lot of soldiers.
I agree with that. Yes. Then we have offense and defense and utility. I like this plan.
And people that can build a fence.
Yes. Fences are hard for us.
Clanrock says, "Okay," and he kind of as you guys were kind of talking, he took out a kind of a tablet, like a sheet of paper, like a stone tablet, and was kind of writing stuff down and okay, and kind of formulating some plans and kind of drawing up some stuff, and then he's like, "Okay, we're on it," and he kind of goes over and he starts, "Okay, you and you, here's what's going on. All right, here's what our orders are," and he kind of starts to get people working. He's kind of starts seeing, people start to kind of sort things out and open up some of the buildup and the blockages that have been around, the reinforcements that they've put up to over the length of the siege that they've been under. So they kind of start pulling stuff together. They start pulling tools up, and they start kind of getting to work. You start to see actual tools and supplies start to come out, and people are kind of working all over. as this is going. So they're off to the races. So very good.
Yeah. So while this is happening, maybe we can go. What's the name of this wizard guy? And where can we find him?
Well, he's Martha says, "Oh, great, good, yes." He was last seen outside of the Summer Hill, in the mines over there, and to the west, and that's where we think he might be. Is somewhere maybe beyond the mine, maybe beyond in the mountain there. Um, uh, the wizard Chaleel.
Chaleel.
Chaleel White.
Beat me to it.
Did he do that?
Did I summon that dragon? Yes, that's him,
Uh-huh.
Chaleel. All right, he's gonna have a new name that you can't have any puns on.
Good luck with that.
Although knowing this group,
I'm on board with finding that guy.
Summer Hill.
We can go to Summer Hill and find Chaleel, or we could go north and look at all the oozes, or just hang out here and have a drink. But that one seems like a bad idea. Was there another option?
Morthos says, we'll need to. It'll be a several days journey to get out there, and we're so low on supplies. We might need to bunk up a little bit in some of the tents. Might have to share tents.
That sounds really intense.
That's all right. I got my own tent. I can prop up. It's magical.
Oh well, I just would be concerned if there were certain ladies in the group who might need some extra protection while on the road.
I don't.
Listen, it's not polite to speak that way about Igneous. I think you've grossly misgendered him.
He says,
"Oh, you meant me. Oh, I'm sorry." She pulls a dagger and kind of like flicks it in the air and then starts kind of needling her fingernails with it. That's very kind of you to offer, but truthfully, I'm comfortable. Whatever the group wants, it's fine.
Oh, well then, very well. I guess we should get going then. All right. Any business before you guys head out?
Nope. Good luck with your work. With today's work, we expect lots of progress. There'll be a prize for whoever finishes first.
Yes, there will be a pizza party.
You kind of look out and there's like dozens of people like working and like hammering and stuff. And you say goodbye and they all stop and go goodbye like at the same time. Goodbye.
There they go.
And, yeah. Da, 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 da.
Off to
All
see
right,
their journey on a day like today. We are going to work at the Dragonborn place. They're just singing as we walk away.
Yeah, it's the spirits have lifted in Khall T'vott. It's all good. They don't care about the impending doom of.
We just fixed the economy.
Black mass on the horizon.
We're building jobs.
Khall T'vott, are we worried? Quite a lot. We are still working happily. Boy, they sure are jovial folk, aren't they?
We will work happily. It's very catchy.
Morthos says, "There's we love to serve and we love to work. That's really one of our greatest traditions. We take pride in that." All right, so you guys start to you actually kind of have to go through town, and you kind of get this sense like of what Khall T'vott was before this attack and before this siege, and you can kind of see these remnants of buildings that must have been maybe 3 or 4 stories tall, like kind of unusually tall for most kind of cities that you have kind of seen. You see like fountains and statues that have been kind of barricaded over and that have kind of like fallen into disarray. As you're kind of coming through, you're kind of seeing vegetation and tree stumps that have been like decayed and like just withered away, like all these spots where flowers or water would have flown, like all it's just very burnt away, like some terrible poison had come through and just really messed everything
a
up.
blight,
so you're
if you
kind
will.
of a sort of blight had really taken over, more than like warfare, right? Which is just a lot of burning and ash and those kind of things. There's kind of this extra kind of acidic burn element to the destruction that you're seeing, but you're getting this sense of how big and dense this city must have been and how lively it must have felt at its peak. And as you guys kind of keep walking, block to block, you kind of get to these larger boulevards that kind of cross that are very wide. So, just imagining the type of large carts or travel that could happen in, places large as this kind of scale of it really starts to set in. And as you guys are kind of thinking about how many people you actually saw in those caves, it's a real decimated population. And that kind of starts to really like kind of sink in just how empty it is, even though there's a lot of people in the caves and that have kind of come out. There's a lot of survivors, but it's quite small compared to how kind of massive or how dense this city maybe once was. You guys are kind of going through a section where there's kind of a wall, like a kind of almost like a fortification wall that's kind of between two sections of the city, and there's a big arch that's right there. And as you guys are going, everybody, you're kind of looking around and all this stuff, and Morthos is leading you. And as he's going forward, he stops really fast, and you see that his left hand is kind of extended forward, kind of into the keyhole of this like arch there, and he's almost like kind of frozen. And you guys behind you can see like he's waving like his back arm, like his other right arm that's kind of behind him. He's kind of like waving it like frantically, but the whole front of him is kind of
Frozen
in one position. He's just kind of waving his arm.
Morthos, you okay there, bud?
Did
just,
you
just
toot?
arm waves. You see that the arm waving gets like even more panicked.
Hey, Yenni, why don't you go check out what's going on with that guy?
Yeah. Yenni goes up and gently taps him on the shoulder.
You tap him on the shoulder?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
10 years.
Oh no!
You de-aged 10 years. You're now back to normal.
Oh wait, baby Yenni.
Go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw, Yenni.
19.
Oh yeah.
19. Okay, so
Nice.
you go to kind of tap him on the shoulder, and as you do, your hand kind of feels like it enters like some like water, and you kind of feel like this cold like burning sensation, and you get like the sense like right away like it starts to like kind of come up and like kind of come over the front of you, and then just at the last second you like kind of jump back, but you kind of just feel like you got like splashed with like acid or some kind of burning
Oh no.
type of thing. And as after that kind of happens, you all see that in the whole archway that the whole thing kind of like shimmers and kind of like jiggles and shakes a little bit.
Can I throw some lights up? I'll throw dancing lights around it, just like around the archway around where he is, just to illuminate a little bit more.
So with that extra illumination, you kind of see like the light as it's kind of like going in is like kind of hitting some sort of like cloudy form. And
do I know what that is?
Roll a knowledge.
It'd be like nature or
nature. Or if you want to
It's
go
like
arcane.
survival would be more like identifying. Actually, I'll do nature.
Yeah.
I want to grab the waving hand and try to yank him back.
That's gonna be a 13.
13. You've heard stories in dungeons of sections of hallways that are filled with a gelatinous mass,
Oh no!
a gelatinous type of cube that exists, and you think that whatever this thing is, since you weren't able to kind of detect it right away, could be some variant or some kind of like thing just like that.
It's a gelatinous arch.
And so as you guys kind of you're looking at it, and Igneous, you go and you go forward and grab as well. You try and grab that hand. Roll a dexterity save for me at the same time, please.
29, 19 plus 10.
All right. Well, great.
That's gonna work.
All right.
Well, it's a DC 30.
It's gonna work.
Better
So
luck next time.
you actually are able to pull. You pull Morthos, and as you pull, you kind of hear this sound, and he goes and takes in a big breath, and then you guys kind of can all see that he's kind of covered in this like jello, this like clear jello, and then at the same time, it just like the little arch shape, it kind of pushes out, and then right in front of you guys is this big gelatinous cube, which is kind of faint and hard to see. So go ahead and roll initiative for me.
Yeah.
All right, so the cube pops out of its little section. You guys are all aware, so it doesn't get the jump on you beyond what just happened, but it is Igneous' turn to go first. Igneous, what would you like to do?
I don't know. Igneous didn't get to directly attack the Ooblex, but he has a sense that his fighting style isn't ideal for slimy things, but he is also supposed to, monks have like magic hands, like their monk weapons are magical, so he's going to go ahead and see if he can take some pieces off of this thing without getting sucked in. So he'll use his quarterstaff to attack it, and specifically try to maybe like cut off a corner and kind of like it's a regular attack, but he's trying to size up like, can I hurt this? Is this something I can punch, or do I have to find another roll?
Is the intent to like lob something up, like he's almost like slicing with a quarterstaff?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an attack.
27.
Okay, that will hit. Go ahead and roll some damage.
11.
All right, so you go at it, and you're trying to kind of slice off a corner, like the corner that's kind of coming to you, and your thing just kind of hits resistance as you kind of push through, but you are able to kind of push through, but it just almost as you're going through, it's just like going through water. It just kind of reforms around it almost as quickly as you can, and as you do, and you look at your quarterstaff and bring it back, you see that where it had where it had sliced in, like everywhere except for where you were holding it, is starting to it's kind of like sizzling, like you would put it's like putting Bactine on a cut or something, where it kind of fizzes up a little bit, or hydrogen peroxide. It kind of looks like maybe you might not get a lot of hits with that weapon.
I don't have my quarterstaff of hops. So that didn't seem super successful, but now that he's attacked, you might as well attack some more. I mean, he's gonna you can hit 2 more times, but I don't want to get burned up by slime.
Well, it's jello, it's gelatinous.
It is. He can throw fire spears at it. Can he kind of like back up and toss 2 fire spears into it? 2 more attacks.
2 more attacks of...
He's gonna like scramble backwards so he can like make a ranged attack by throwing a magical spear made of fire at it twice. See what that does.
Okay. Go ahead, roll your attacks.
First one, 24. Second one, 12. Rolled a 2.
12 will miss. 24
will do 8 fire damage. See how that works.
All right, so you lob one of those magical spears, and as it kind of flames in, you see that it does go in, and it kind of burns and kind of singes, and now there's kind of like a black like area where it kind of went in and kind of scarred and singed all around that kind of wound, kind of cauterized it right there. So it did some effect, maybe even more than you kind of thought there.
Can I attempt a stunning strike? Can you hit another creature with a melee? No, that'd be melee weapon. So I'll just call it there.
All right, it is the cube's turn.
Let's go, QB.
It is going to use its movement to move forward, and it has 15 feet of movement.
Whoa, it's a fast cube.
I always envisioning them moving forward like you would roll a d6, like just tip it and it goes like clunk.
Yeah, that's so it starts to push up, and it as you guys are kind of like under it, it's pretty tall. It's kind of maybe bigger than you might have thought a cube could be. It's maybe like 10, 11 feet tall, like kind of looms over you guys, and so you kind of just see it start to kind of loom and start to fall down. So I'll say
don't like that.
Everyone except Igneous, go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw.
Net 1.
Ooh.
Oh no.
19.
Okay, you're okay.
11.
Very nimble.
11. I'm just looking at it like, wow, that sucker's a big. Oh no!
It's a big old guy.
The Branch is looking
All
at
right,
an
did
interesting
anybody-
bug on the ground or something.
What'd you get,
I
Branch?
got a 1. I mean, I got 4,
Oh,
but I rolled a
great,
nat
so-
1, so I'm assuming it just fails.
All right, so Branch, and remind me what weapon Branch uses.
does not use a
or
weapon.
that you. Oh, okay. So you don't have anything.
You have a
in your
staff,
hands or
don't you?
Do I don't think I've ever used
The
it.
fan art. I
He
have
does
you
have
with
a
a big
staff
old staff.
and a shield in his hand in the fan art.
Okay.
We can say we have that.
So we'll say that as this cube is
Take
coming,
that.
you drop both of those things. You're like, and the cube flattens Biscuit, Branch, and Morthos again, and so now they are within, and you guys are like kind of frozen in a position like that. So it is now Branch's turn.
Okay.
You are now within the gelatinous cube, so you could make a strength check to try and push your way out of the cube, or you could do some D&D movie style stuff and maybe think of a creative way to escape that.
Okay. So it's on top of us, right? Like it's not like we went. It didn't absorb us and we're near the edge. We're fully underneath it.
Yes, but you could try and use your strength to get
But
out.
we're on the ground, is I guess my question.
You're in the position that you were. You're just now a cube of slime is
Yeah.
over you, so it didn't like flatten you.
I would like to.
But you are in the middle of this 12-foot cube.
I would like to use my amulet of minor wild shape and turn into a little mole and use that brief opportunity where I'm not where I'm not
Yep.
captured to
Yeah.
dig underground and get away.
We know how it works. Yeah. So, just like in the D&D movie, boom, you change your form and you use that space just in the minute before to be a little mole. And I like where your head is. So you manage to dig down, and unfortunately you run into a sewer pipe and ding, hit your head. No, I'm kidding. So you do make it all the way over, and you pop out on the other side, outside of it. So I'll say You are
500 yards. 500 yards of foul-smelling stench
that I could not imagine. I'm going to say you're going to take through that, through the brief minute you're in there, you'll take 7 damage of kind of acid damage for you there. But you are now on the outside as a mole.
And just for reference, I believe that that how this amulet works, when we decided that I could just change basically at will to these little CR0s, is that any damage goes directly against branches HP. So it's not like a normal wild shape. I think that's how we decided to balance it out. It's been a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Great.
So I'm going to say that's probably my turn, I would imagine, changing and digging and moving.
Yep, it is. All right, so you'd have to start your turn, change back, or stay a mole, whatever you want to do. All right, it is Yenni's turn.
I think it's time to rage. First off.
I hate Jello, especially with fruit inside of it.
You made me mad. And once I've raged up, I guess we're gonna try slicing and dicing and see if that does anything. Okay, one is 19, and the other attack is 22.
Those will both hit. And which weapon are you using? The
old bone axe, the Hydrax.
Bone axe, the Hydrax. And was it made of bone?
Let's see. Weapon details. Da-da-da-da-dum. Segmented battle axe has infernal runes inscribed into the scorpion metal.
Okay.
So it's metal.
Okay.
One attack does 12, and the other one does 16.
All right, so you come up and you're swinging, you slice into it, and same kind of thing. It's kind of hard to tell if you're like damaging it, but you kind of slice through, and you kind of can see like you kind of, even though it doesn't like bleed or anything like that, as you kind of like hit it, you can kind of see it kind of like almost like deform down a little bit. Like instead of a nice rigid cube, it starts to kind of come down a little bit. And through those 2 attacks, as you kind of lop some of it off, you kind of see that there's kind of like a little puddle of some kind of like clear liquid that is slowly beginning to like recongeal together. You also see that as you kind of look at your axe, you kind of see that it as well is starting to get, it's kind of has this like sizzling acid to it. And so, you know, you're not sure what the effects of that are, but it's going to reduce the damage in the next round by 1 as we get to it.
Gotcha. Fire.
So it has made your thing unhappy. All right, any other actions?
That's it.
All right, Diedre, it is your turn.
I'ma stab him.
Okay. Just like a pokey stab?
I mean, that's the best kind, right? I will cast.
Sure.
I'm gonna cast. It's part of my attack, but I'm gonna cast Green Flame Blade.
Okay.
It's gonna be a 27 to hit.
That'll hit.
That'll hit.
Yep.
Okay,
that will hit. Yes, indeed.
8 piercing damage. And
Okay.
then
Let's actually, as you cast this green flame on it, you can kind of see that, kind of like the one before, it has a kind of a burning, a singeing effect in it. And where normally you would kind of pull it out and it would do this other effect, you weren't necessarily expecting it, but you kind of see it jump over to the side where Yenni was hitting it and kind of jump onto this little tiny puddle there and kind of, and it evaporates a little puddle of slime that it gathered over there.
So I'm gonna fire up that slime then. Let's go.
Yeah, so it
that'll
attacked
be
that.
my
So then-
modifier. So
Yeah.
it adds that modifier to it. So it's gonna be 10 flame damage.
Great. So that
And then-
so it jumps right over and it completely evaporates it.
Oh, sweet. Great.
Yeah.
Sweet little twofer there.
Yeah, very nice.
So, I guess we've burnt that relationship.
You hear a laugh from inside the cube.
And that's it. That's I guess I'll use my bonus action just to preemptively dodge.
Okay. Great.
Cutting action,
Yeah.
that's what it is. Cutting action.
You have all
Which
those
is the
secret
opposite
others.
of my brain right now. Like isn't role play grand.
We love it. All right. Next up is Biscuit.
All right, so I'm inside the gelatinous cube, correct?
You are inside the gelatinous cube.
And I cannot speak nor cast any spells because of that. However,
Yes, you are.
I am a wizard of the enchantment school, and I have an ability. Let me just get your thoughts on this.
Okay.
I have an ability called hypnotic gaze, and if a creature can see me that's within 5 feet of me and I'm in it, it has to succeed on a wisdom saving throw. Is that? Am I looking at it inside of it? Does that count? Does this thing have eyes I can hypnotize?
Oh,
but it'd be charmed, right?
It would be charmed. So yeah,
Oh.
it is immune to that.
Oh, okay, never mind.
It
Dang,
cannot
and it doesn't
be
have
swayed.
eyes.
But I like. It doesn't have eyes or a brain, but I like where your head is at.
I wanted to charm. I want to try to charm it, but I realized as I'm trying to do that, nothing really happens.
You're trying to
so,
you're trying to wink eyes at this cube,
I'm
and
like,
you're like, oh no, that's not gonna work.
So I realized that is not going to work, and rethinking my educational choices. I don't have anything I can really do.
You can try and move your way out of the cube.
All right, what do I have to roll for
So
that?
you're gonna do a strength check,
Great.
which as a wizard, I'm sure you're just super great at.
As a gnome wizard, I'm
Yeah,
awesome.
the strongest of creatures.
Strength check. It's just a +0, so let's see what I get. A 3.
Okay, so yeah, nothing.
And then it pans out, and you just see just the cube with Biscuit inside going,
Yeah,
just like not moving at all.
a little half
Here I
inch.
go. Here I go. Here I go.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Unfortunately, nothing for you. It is also Morthos' turn, who is also inside of this cube.
I
He is
kind of
also-
look at him.
Yeah.
I just move my eyes like, this stings.
He kind of also tries to move as well. And boy, you guys are rolling twins today. He tries to move as well, but is still locked inside of that cube.
Do we take damage?
Yes, so you're each gonna take 21 damage. And that's acid damage.
Nice.
Top of the order,
Cool.
Igneous.
All right, well, seeing them in there, not particularly making progress getting out, Igneous is going to try to run up, punches 2 arms into the ooze, grab Biscuit and Morthos, and yank them out.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a strength. You're going to try and do both of them at the same time?
Yes. Unless I don't think that's wise.
Roll a wisdom check.
Do a stunt.
You want to do a stunt here? You want to try and
Do a
get 2 people out with 1?
Do something cool.
It would be cool if I could do that. I'm up for a stunt.
Okay.
My
The
wisdom check was
consequences
23
could
if
be-
we're still doing that.
What's that?
My wisdom check was 23.
A wisdom check. Well, you think if you tried it, you might be able to pull it off. And if you pulled it off, it'd be really cool. But you also think if you didn't pull it off, there might be more dire consequences than if You didn't attempt it.
Let's do it.
Great.
Yeah.
They need to
Content.
get out of there.
All right, roll a strength check. I'm just gonna make this straight up strength.
That is not as bad as an intelligence check, but not as good as a saving throw. Oh, I rolled a nat 20. That's a 21.
Yes!
Yay! We did it. The kingdom is saved. All right, so Igneous comes over to the side of the cube. You kind of line it up. You kind of look. You're kind of like looking. You kind of find an angle where you kind of line both Biscuit and Morthos up in the line. Both of you get both of them up. You walk back a little bit, and you start to run and sprint at this really fast speed. And you dive in like head first, and you position your hands in just the right position. And as you go through, you first grab Biscuit down low, and then you grab Morthos, and you somehow like twist halfway through like a diver twisting his body in a diving somersault thing, and you manage to come out with your legs sticking out. And then with your legs sticking out, you just kind of pull all core strength, and you pull the two of them out. And all three of you now are on the other side of this cube. And normally, I would say that you take 10 damage for traveling through a cube. But because you did it so fast, I'm going to say you take 0 damage from that. Nice. And everybody is saved. So, wow.
He pulled off the triple Lindy. Impressive.
The real triple Lindy of the whole thing. And so now you're on the other side of this big cube. So very well done.
Why, thank you.
Good thing.
All right,
it's
now
not
it's
immediately the cube's turn.
Now it's the cube's turn. Oh, and it's gonna sort of roll over on top of you guys. We're sitting right over to it. So all three of you go ahead and roll a dexterity check.
Thanks, Igneous. I sure can. Ah!
You guys are like, wow, that was awesome.
That was so cool.
Yay!
I can't wait to tell my kids about.
Check, not save.
Dexterity save. Yes, save.
Ooh, that's gonna be 25 for me, Jeff.
Ooh, 18 this time.
All right, perfect. And Morthos rolled well as well. So you guys like, yeah, awesome, we did it. And then it starts to
run, move faster.
Sure enough, you guys kind of split up. So Morthos is now kind of behind the cube. Let's say Igneous, you're kind of more to the side of the cube where it was, and then Biscuit, you kind of moved backwards to where where Yenni and Diedre are, and where Branch is, or assumably we don't know where Mole Branch is at this point. All right. So good job avoiding that. I'm gonna have it do one additional thing, which is it is going to since it kind of failed at that, it is going to it starts to kind of move in like a really strange way, and it kind of starts to like oscillate back and forth. And it loses its kind of cubishness, and it kind of becomes this like round blob, and then it kind of pulls itself backwards the other direction, and you see like it, and then it splits apart, and now there are two.
Is that mitosis or meiosis? I can never remember which one is which.
It's cubosis when it's two cubes that do it, so it's going to perform a cubosis. Let's make that 1 and 2. Okay, great. So we have the prime, which is kind of over on the right side, and the child of that one, which is now over kind of on the left side. So now there's two different cubes right there. And now we'll go to Branch, who is a mole somewhere on the ground nearby.
Yeah,
So
I'll let you pick where I am.
Want to do?
How
I'll
about
say.
Am I in between them or something?
Yeah, sure. Let's say you're between the two. Okay. You're between the two cubes.
All right. I used to watch that show. Between two cubes. All right. Branch is going to
That's the most millennial joke ever.
Thank you. Often with gelatinous cubes, they're depicted with like a bunch of swords and whatnot in them. But I'm guessing by the fact that we didn't see this one, that this one does not have a bunch of like random metal objects sticking out of it.
This one's clean.
Cool.
Except for the singes that you guys had put in it from fire. So you can still kind of see like this burnt, crispy little bits inside of it.
No, if there was a piece of metal in it, I was going to cast heat metal on it. But there's not. All right, so I'm going to stop being a mole. So that's my bonus action.
Okay.
And I'm going to get the heck away from those guys.
Okay.
So I'm now 30 feet away.
Okay.
And I am going to... Wait, hold on. How far does this thing go? Okay. I am 10 feet away.
Okay.
And I'll use the rest of my movement afterwards. I'll pick the... Are they like identical, so the burns like split between the two of them?
No. One has 2 burns, the other has no burns.
Cool.
One's
I'm gonna go
Bernie
after
and one's without.
Cool. I'm gonna go after Bernie.
Okay.
And I'm gonna cast poison spray on it, which may or may not.
Oh, what do you mean? Why are you trying to attack me?
We need to stop these millionaires and billionaires from taking our slime.
So poison spray at 15 would be 3d12. Okay.
I've tried to be in this arch for a long time, but no one has paid attention to me. I've gotten old.
The cube is just sitting there with some mittens on in the chair.
A little bird flies up and immediately disintegrates.
All right, so with poison spray, the cube will need to beat a DC of 18 on a Constitution saving throw.
All right, you said a DC 18?
Yes, Constitution.
All right, it fails.
Cool. All right, so at level 15, I roll 3d12 for that. 12 plus 12 is 24.
All right,
24 poison damage.
So you do this spray at Bernie, the one that, the prime, and as you do, you're kind of like putting all this like poisonous energy on it, and you can kind of see it's kind of withering it and kind of like degrading it. It's kind of getting, you know, like you like leave like a soup or something, and it kind of gets that film on top of it. Like if you kind of leave it out, it kind of gets that like layer of like a film on top. It kind of like looks like that, but kind of all around. And it kind of just like it kind of just like dries and withers up, and then it just kind of becomes this like empty protein shell, and it just kind of like withers away and kind of falls apart. So you have defeated one of the mini cubes there, Bernie, the prime, from that. So well done on the
and then I'll use the rest of my movement to get 20 feet further away from the other one.
From the other one, right, which is now half the size of the other one.
From Mr. Burns.
From Mr. Burns.
Excellent.
Withers, yes. All right, so now it is Yenni's turn.
Trying to see if there's anything aside from just hitting it with the axe again. Which one of the it's 2 cubes right now, right? Or did it split up evenly?
No, it did split up into 2, but one has been withered away from poison.
I'll just go for regular attacks. Do you want me to do your thing first, or should I do the attacks first?
Go ahead and roll your attacks.
Gotcha. All right, 21 and 16.
Hits, both hit.
Both hit. Great.
Yeah.
Damage-wise, that 6 and okay, that's more like it. 13.
Yeah.
All right, so you come up, you start slashing at it and kind of beating down on it, and same thing, it kind of like splatters a little bit, and you're kind of like reducing it down. It's kind of almost like getting smaller, and it's kind of losing its like rigid gelatinous cubiness, and is now just like a helpless little kind of sad looking mound right there. And as you kind of pull back, you see still, it's still kind of burning and corroding your weapon a little bit, you can kind of hear this kind of like acid burning sound there. Other actions for you?
I guess maybe like step back and give myself some space since I saw it absorb other folks. So maybe give myself like 10 feet of clearance at least.
All right. You take a step back in preparation. All right, Diedre, it is your turn.
More stabbing.
Great.
All right, I'm a hit it. Same attack. Actually, you know what? This time, I don't want it to move away from me, so I'm gonna cast Booming Blade with my attack.
Ooh.
Here. So let me make my attack first.
Ooh.
And that's gonna be a 27 to hit.
That is going to hit.
Boom, baby.
And that's gonna be 14 damage, piercing damage, and then it is now sheathed in booming energy until the start of my next turn.
Booming!
And if it willingly moves before then, it'll take that thunder damage.
Oh, I hope it moves.
All right, so
thunder thighs.
You kind of stab into it, and it's kind of lost a lot of its like cubishness to it. It's just kind of this like awkward looking mass. And as you kind of hit it, you can kind of see that it's kind of like rippling and pulsating like with this kind of energy. And you there's no way to like read any sort of like emotion from it or anything, but you kind of get this sense of like panic that it has, and you kind of see it start to kind of bolt backwards. And as soon as it does, it just you kind of hear this pooh, and it explodes. And just like in Men in Black in the opening scene where they shoot the alien that's hitchhiking in the back of the van, and it just explodes and it gets that goo everywhere, that's exactly what happens here. So it sprays out and it hits everybody in the area. You all take 4 damage from acid from it splattering all over. But you have successfully defeated the gelatinous arch cube.
Yay!
Much more effective, albeit much more disgusting than I was expecting.
Yes, it's unpleasant.
That kind of stings. I'm stingy.
Hello, listeners of the Roll Table. This is Jeff, your DM for Season 7. Hope you have had a kick-butt summer. We certainly have. If you haven't heard our live show from Comic-Con, check out last week's episode. It was awesome, and go ahead and listen to it again. And our episode from the Comic-Con Museum was 2 weeks before that. So we've been involved in those Comic-Con things, and we love it. Thanks to everyone at the Comic-Con, at the San Diego Central Library, and the Comic-Con Museum. Very, very cool. The best way to support us is to leave a rating and review on whatever podcast service you're listening to with right now. Leave that 5-star review, and I'll read it right here on the air. Visit our Instagram at Roll Table and join us on our Discord server. We can have discussions with other fans about the show, ask questions, search for Knights of the Roll Table on Discord, or click the link in the show notes. Some of the combat music featured in this episode was created by Weston Gardner, and you can find him on his Patreon, Arcane Anthems. All of the art for our characters and maps are illustrated by our very own Chris Daly, who also has a Patreon called Dungeon Heads. And you can catch Chris on the podcast Comic Book Keepers. We'd love to bring Knights of the Roll Table live on the road to you. If you are a venue or comic book shop who can host a show, we'd love to talk. knightsoftherolltable@gmail.com is our email. Hit us up with feedback, questions, or if you want to put an ad on the show, knightsoftherolltable@gmail.com. Now, we know we are not the only D&D actual play podcast out there, so we really, honestly, truly, deeply thank you so much for listening and giving us the chance. That's it for the announcements. Now go out and make life an adventure.
Branch is going to go up to Diedre and Diedre, you do not have a lot of ways to attack from far away, right?
I mean, I have a little bit of a crossbow, but it's not nearly as effective as getting nice and intimate.
If you want, or Iggy, if you want this instead, Branch has a wand of magic missiles that I do not use. If one of you wants it. Wand of magic missile. Not
I'm
cursed.
pretty good throwing spears of fire. Diedre, what do you think?
Otherwise, I'll hang on to it.
Sure.
Here you go. It's just a standard wand of magic missiles, has 7 charges, etc., etc.
Well, lovely. Well, that was very kind of you.
No problem. You are welcome. And now it's out of my inventory.
I don't like that. I don't like that feeling.
You should make a wizard trench coat.
Well, I have my mage armor on, but it didn't really do much good. Hell, I look around the town for like a wash basin or a trough or some sort of water source. I'm just like, I don't have any water. I don't have a spell to make water.
It got on my hands.
I don't have prestidigitation.
Cookie knows all those spells. All right, so you kind of scramble around. You kind of find like a barrel that has a little bit of like water in it. You kind of splash and kind of clean off. And you do notice, like, kind of as you're doing it, like even like getting water on it, like the stickiness of it, it's really almost like sap, where it's like you can't just like wash it away. It's not like water soluble. This material, it like really clings a lot more. So you kind of have to like you gotta kind of like scrub it and scrape it off, and it just burns as it kind of comes off.
It's like the sap from the mulberry tree. It just kind of gets there, where the mulberry tree, where you get that sap in there, and then it takes like days to get out. It's all tarry and sticky. I'm just gonna stick to everything now. No, nobody shake hands with me, because they're just gonna get stuck to my hand.
I think we should all do fist bumps now.
What? Oh, fist bumps. Right.
Yes.
And we tried a fist bump. Here, let's just test it out. Kind of get our fists stuck together.
Yeah.
Ow. Just pull it out. That stings more. Out.
Branch can spray you all with acid if you wanted to burn off people hurt.
We already got sprayed with acid, Branch.
Or poison, sorry.
I don't think that's going to help.
Thinking it's an acid spray. Is that also a spell?
That is a spell, yes.
Okay, that's why.
Acid splash.
Acid splash. Poison.
Oh, that's
spray.
the one, and it actually is an AOE attack. That's why I usually have it in my cantrip list, but I don't.
Oh wait, you know what? Hey, DM.
Yeah.
Biscuit does have a herbalism kit.
Okay.
And I have a proficiency. Herbs, clippings, and leather gloves for collecting plants, and mortar and pestle, and several glass jars, and knowledge of the nature and uses of herbs can insight to your magical studies and deal with plants, and your tips to identify potions and things like that. So I'm trying to think of like a natural, anything that I have that can be like kind of like a Gugon, but a natural version of that. Like,
okay.
Oh, a little hit of, I know what I should do. A little bit of hibiscus, and then let's see, honey. And then I got some aloe plant. Let me just mix that up. I'm just trying to see if I can mix something out of the stuff I have in my kit.
I'll go over and give you some guidance and some helpful advice from my years and years in the forest.
Thank you. What do you think? This one?
Go ahead and roll. Roll with your proficiency. Give me a D20 roll with your proficiency.
Okay. I have proficiency in medicine. Would this be considered a medicine, since it's kind of like a salve? Or
sure. Let's do that. You're going to try and apply medical knowledge into this.
I rolled a 10 plus 7 medicine plus 3 with guidance, so that's dirty 20.
All right, so as you're kind of like thinking through and kind of putting stuff together, you're able to kind of use a little bit of like oil from like rosemary and like some other like kind of oily kind of slick stuff.
Yeah, I got
And
this oil. Yeah, do you think and then
and
a little bit of aloe kind of make it
yeah,
slippery?
like
And then
you kind of synthesize this little bit, and for a little bit of the bit that you have left, it is able to like kind of clean it off pretty quick. So with a mixture of let's say like 3 or 4 ingredients, and kind of you kind of heat it really quick, like maybe just like a little fire, a little process like that. Yeah, you're able to kind of able to kind of like make a little goo-gone thing that kind of makes it kind of slide right off.
yeah, I'll give some to the other guy. What's his name?
Morthos.
Morthos. Morthos. Here,
Yep.
Morthos, rub this on your hands and your face. Get it off the parts, that hurt, that stings. This will help.
Yeah, he goes, oh wow, this is really working. We were researching, trying to see if we could find anything that would help. But water doesn't seem to help, and there wasn't much other material.
Yeah, you got to separate the astringent, together. So maybe we can mass produce this with the research that we're doing. We can get all the ingredients, and then we can start making stuff at the Bastion. I'll send them the ingredient list next time we communicate with them.
He says, "Oh, that's a great idea. This anything we could use to help, or even to help recover wounded allies. This could be beneficial.
We can just coat ourselves with it."
Okay, it's pretty smelly. I don't know if it's pretty liquidy and it kind of runs, so I'm not sure if that would. But I like where your head's at.
It's all right. I mean, it's no worse than giving birth to a goat. Like, have you ever helped a goat give birth? There's a lot of stickiness and then there's like it's just all this smell and everything like that. But then it's the miracle of goat birth. So I mean, but it's not worse than that. Scale of 1 to goat.
I don't have experience with that, but that's you have a very colorful background, Mr. Biscuit.
I just know what I know.
Branch does not like being a goat because the eyes are all weird with these square. I don't know.
Very flat.
Yes, no, Branch does not like it.
All right, so you guys kind of keep walking, and you eventually come out of the kind of main city, and there's again you kind of see that there's kind of a very large plain that the city is kind of up on this big mesa in the middle of, and kind of this big vast clearing here that you can see that maybe is a mile or two. It's pretty far until it starts to hit some kind of real barren mountains in the in the further areas. Yeah.
Right around that time, from behind him, you just hear you hear the hawk, like an eagle screech. And it's,
the heck is that?
And flap, 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 poof, and then it poofs into Cookie, and Cookie's like, oh.
Cookie has entered the building.
How y'all doing? I was told I went back to the Bastion, and they told me to meet y'all on the other side of the city. So I did some recon, like you asked there, Biscuit Buddy, and I can tell you what I saw.
All right, and what? So, were we calculating that he could get all the way there, or we were saying that he could get closer and take a look and then come back?
Yeah, closer, fly by. Probably have to cast Polymorph again, and then come back.
All right. So what he kind of relays to you is that there is this kind of big, giant, kind of black mass, and it to him really looked like it was kind of this wavering, flowing, like just kind of almost like an ocean that was kind of punched up out of the ground. that kind of would slosh and kind of move, and he could see that kind of above it, it had this kind of cloud of just nastiness around it. And even as he was getting, even being several miles away from it, he's like, "Oh boy, I think stunk worse than a toilet that got backed up on a at Bonnaroo." You know what I mean? And and
I don't know what you're
so,
talking about.
oh, you know, baby, come on. Um, and that, like, there's like, it was even noxious from as far
Yeah.
away as he was um, from it. And he kind of described it just kind of like moving and like kind of flowing in south in the direction towards Khall T'vott, and then he kind of came back around.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. But we want to stay away from anything above it because those fumes are nasty.
Morthos, he says, what maybe we what type of thing could that even be? That's got to be uh, 1,000 times bigger than even the cube we just fought. I mean, can they even get that big?
Well, I mean, it could be just a whole bunch of them, like thousands and thousands of little ones combined together into a big one, and they all separate, or maybe just one big one being all flat, like a cat, like crawling across the ground, sneaking up on you. And it's kind of shaking its hips, and it kind of sneaks up on you. Except it's not going to sneak because it's pretty big.
We can't defend against that. He kind of starts to like kind of get pretty anxious. Um, just kind of like imagining that kind of coming. He's like, we have to get there. We have to let's increase our speed. Let's get stepping. Let's see if we can get to Chaleel White as soon as we can. And you guys get walking, and pretty soon, like, kind of night falls, and as you guys are kind of heading out on this trail, you can kind of, it's definitely like a road. I shouldn't say a trail. It's definitely a road that has kind of these development around it. It's got these like stone wall that kind of goes beside, and it's um, cobblestone in some spots, and some places just kind of packed in. You guys are kind of walking across this kind of plains area. There's very low, you know, grass, and like maybe a few kind of sagey dry brushes that kind of come up as you guys are walking. And night begins to kind of fall, and Mortho says, um, I don't think we should travel too much more at night. We should maybe just set up camp here and get ready for the night." And he kind of sets off into like making a fire, and he gets out his pack and kind of pitches a tent and all of that. What do you guys want to do to kind of prepare for making camp, or anything special you guys want to do, or anything specific?
Besides the road itself, like what's the general terrain like around it? Are we talking scrub grass, like chaparral, foresty? Like what are we thinking?
It's definitely not foresty. There's really not very many trees. It seems like maybe at one point it was a desert, but like now kind of has like more vegetation in it. So any trees are pretty few and far between. And if there is one, it's maybe like a um, um, scraggly kind of thing. It may be similar to the stuff you'd seen kind of like high desert area that's, pretty empty, pretty barren, but still has like maybe like grass and kind of low shrubs and things like that. So not, so not barren desert, not like, sand dune desert, but kind of that like high and dry land is kind of the vibe that you're kind of getting.
Do we think there's anything that could be foraged in a environment like this?
As you're kind of asking Morthos and what kind of foraging, he says you could pick rabbit ears off of the brushes and, make a salad out of that if you wanted to. He kind of comes over to his back and he's like, I've got I've got dried venison and dried goat and other dried meats here that I'm going to have. We don't usually live off the land like that. He says, you might be able to hunt rabbits or squirrels or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna go find some squirrels.
Okay. All right.
Yenni will just go forage for like an hour or two, just scope it out.
Okay, roll a nature or survival. Let's say. Let's do a survival.
Okay. 18.
Oh, 18. Wow, very good. So, Yenni kind of goes off for a little bit, and Yenni, you come back and you've got like two big fat hares that you've gotten, and like one like pretty good squirrel. You've got like a healthy feast ahead of you, and also an onion. Like you found like a big onion, just one.
You know where to look. You always find an onion. Yeah.
And Morthos goes, "Wow, that's incredible." And he's like, "Okay, throw it in the pot," and starts to kind of help prepare. And you guys eventually, unless anybody else has a specific thing to do or share or go over.
I'll cast Goodberry and toss a couple of them in the pot too. Just
all right, great.
A little added flavor and health.
All right. So as the night sets, do you guys want to do watches? Do you want to have any other tricks or things to keep guard overnight? Are you not so concerned about it?
I think we should keep watch. Branch can take a watch.
Cookie can take a watch as well because he's
not a real person.
I don't want to say it in front of him. I hurt his feelings, but you know,
he is like a cookie cutter version of you.
He's a simulacrum. So.
All right. So while we're figuring out exactly whatever the situation is for watching and guiding overnight, the dawn comes and you guys kind of make yourselves ready. You pack up camp and you guys start to kind of walk along the road a little bit more. You keep walking and eventually kind of in the mid-morning, you kind of see that the area starts to kind of look like it's been like tended, like it has like it's been aerated for growing crops and stuff. And you guys are kind of seeing like actual like tall growing like corn and different kind of vegetables and stuff growing. And you guys are kind of walking along and you're kind of getting the sense, so you're kind of in like an agricultural little bit of an area. And Morthos, he kind of goes up, we're at the rock crossing. And he kind of goes up ahead and he's kind of like looking, and he kind of turns back to you guys and says, now listen, these are kind of more traditional dragonborn farmers out here. So why don't you guys stay on the road? I'm going to see if I can talk to any of these farmers or people that are still here, see if they've been affected or anything like that. And maybe we can send some to Khall T'vott to be of service. And he kind of walks ahead of you guys just a little bit, and he kind of branches off and he goes up to one of the kind of farmstead houses that's out there. And you guys kind of see, kind of like knocks on the door, kind of waits a little bit. The door opens, he kind of has like a small conversation, and you can't really hear anything, but kind of eventually he door closes and he kind of comes back and walks over to you, and he says, well, it seems like these folks haven't been as affected. They had seen some of them fought off some of these slimes, some of these oozes that were about, but didn't seem to be too much of a problem here. I'm gonna keep talking, and he kind of goes. You guys walk down the road a little bit more.
Morthos, wait. Did you say he's gonna go walk down the road, or he's gonna go back and talk to them?
So you guys are kind of walking down the road, and there's kind of like different paths that are leading up to other houses. So you guys kind of walk down the road. He's going up to another.
I'm gonna, before he leaves, I'm gonna cast Alter Self on myself to look like a small dragonborn child, because I can't get any bigger, and say, Morthos, Branch can pretend to be child and be sad if we need to try to make them help us. See?
To be sad? What? Why? Why would that help? Why would
I am a
anybody
small
want to
child.
Yes, so?
What
is that? How does that help me?
Maybe they will feel bad for me. I can cry. No?
He says, yeah, fine, if you want, but don't say anything.
Okay.
And he comes up, and he kind of walks next to you, and he's like, so does this work in other parts of the world? Do you disguise yourself as a child and then get things?
Branch has never tried. I used to pretend that I was a halfling and not let people know that I was a goblin, because people do not like goblins. Humans are mean.
Oh. You would hide yourself?
Yes.
You would hide your form away from others?
Yes. If humans see a goblin walk into town, sometimes they think, oh, that goblin is going to try to eat my children. I don't eat children. I do not even eat meat.
That's shameful. Disparaging.
I agree.
I wouldn't let that happen.
My friends are very nice and do not think I eat children.
Well, good. There are people of honor. Only someone who was a coward would chide someone for the way they look, or you should stand up for yourself. You should be proud to be a goblin, as we the Dragonborn are proud to be Dragonborns, heirs of dragons. You should stand proud, young Branch.
Proud. My clan.
Now, be a child and cry alongside me.
Okay.
All right, so you guys. He goes up and he knocks on the door, and he says, "Hail, friends! I'm from Khall T'vott. I'm coming by, checking on you, in service of the Queen. What has been happening here?" The conversation kind of goes on, and they say, "Oh, we kind of same thing. Our uncle went and fought off some of them, and then we've been just kind of holed up here. We haven't traveled really. We've been waiting to see people on the road again." And they say, "Is it safe for us to travel out?" And Morthos says, "Maybe. We're recruiting people at Khall T'vott. We have this city back." And so they kind of like, "Oh, okay. Well, it's just us. We're not really sure if we can kind of help." Go ahead and roll a perception for me, Branch.
You got it.
Or an insight for me.
I was about to say, as soon as they start saying that they don't want to go, that's when I would start to cry. All right, insight is dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay, and you start to cry.
Yes.
All right.
Biscuit, while this is happening, leans over to Diedre and says, "Didn't they say something about like some of these oozes can kind of look like other people and make it seem like they're taking the place? So we got to be careful who we trust. I mean, if they say, 'Oh yeah, it wasn't much of a problem,' like maybe it was a problem, and these are actually oozes."
So are you saying we should get? How would we suss out who is an ooze? I guess you'd have to be pretty close up, right?
I could do a little trickaroo and make him tell me the truth.
Well, then let's do that. How can I support you?
Distract him. Make him look at you.
Okay. I will go and approach and say, "Hello, darling. How is everybody relaxing now? Are we feeling refreshed, revived? I know it's been a tumultuous day." and I'll like specifically position myself so that Biscuit is like on the other side. Like
I'm gonna cast suggestion on the one that is being talked to. I think that's more of a survival, you know.
Okay.
All right, survival. 14.
Yeah, you think that like probably like these types of like enchantments and like things that like kind of require like, you know, a bit of influence or things like you kind of have to have a little bit of a brain for that. Like there needs to be a little more going on behind the eyes, and you just kind of think this wouldn't work. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to charm or like really make a slime do anything. You haven't heard of that as a thing that people have done to like take care of like a gelatinous cube, or in stories you haven't heard of that as a way to you know, overcome these types of creatures. So you think it might not work.
Okay.
So you could still do it if you want, and then you would know if they do get charmed to your suggestion, then you would know they're not a slime.
Okay. I'm going to do it.
Okay.
I'm going to cast suggestion off to the side, and I'll be like, it says, suggest a course of activity limited to a sentence to magically influence a creature. Creatures that can't be charmed are immune to this. So what I'm going to suggest... Oh, first it has to make a wisdom saving throw. DC 18. It passed 18. Oh, rats. So nothing happens.
So you don't know? Well, okay, but you would be able to feel that it didn't take, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you feel that it doesn't take.
That's unusual. I got a funny feeling about this, y'all.
Now that you guys have kind of this distraction has happened and you're kind of over to the side, you know, Morthos is kind of like, okay, well, if you feel comfortable, you can head to Khall T'vott now. We're headed to Summer Hill. Have you heard from anybody else? And they say, no, we haven't seen any riders or anything on there, but you know okay, well, pleasantries, and then
so Cookie's gonna walk up to him and just kind of be like, well met, or he's going, well met there, and kind of hold out his hand to shake it.
The two Dragonborn that are kind of standing at the door, they kind of like look at each other, they look down at you, and they look at Morthos, and they kind of give this look like, what's this guy about? And they kind of slowly, they just kind of look at you weird and then like close the door.
You asked Branch to roll an insight earlier?
Yes, and what did you get on that?
Dirty 20.
Ooh.
Yeah, you think there's something off about the people that open the door. There's kind of just something off in the way that they're kind of talking. You're not really sure. There's just something strange. Something weird in the neighborhood.
Cookie walks back. Biscuit says, hey, y'all, I could turn invisible and go around back and peek inside and see if... I don't feel like... I tried to do like a mind thing to make him do something, and they blocked it. And if they're just like some normal person, normal Dragonborn, no offense, Morthos, but I mean, villagers are not going to be terribly intelligent, and I couldn't get a hold on it, and I have a pretty strong resistance to those things, so something is not feeling right.
Yes, Branch agrees that there's something is weird. They did not seem like they were honest. I do not know.
And Morthos, you said that these slimes, some of them can pose as people, like they can make it look like they're actually like people that we know, and so we got to be careful who we send.
He says, yes, that's true. And
Yeah, and they didn't give me a handshake either. He's still holding out his hand.
He says, well, I can't blame them too much for that, even if they are.
He's down, Cookie. He's down.
Cookie is kind of weird. Says the goblin currently impersonating a Dragonborn child.
Yes. He kind of Morthos kind of like takes in this like whole situation. It's just like,
All
man, what is
right.
going on? What is this traveling group I find myself with? And he says, look, I honestly, at this point, it's not even our business. I think we need to just press on, and we need to get to the next. We need to just push on. I don't think we could solve everybody's problems.
Oh, but I'm not feeling safe with not solving their problems, so surely we should solve their problems so that I can feel safe.
Well,
It's kind of what we do. I mean, we know we can't solve all the
okay,
problems, but we also don't want to
Okay.
create new ones.
I just feel like it's kind of our thing.
And Morthos, he says, okay, what do you propose that we do?
A test.
Let me go around back invisible, and I'll peek in and see if they're just standing there going blah, 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 then we'll know
Really,
that
you
they're
think you think that's what what a slime would do is they just stand there and they would just go blah, blah, blah
I mean,
to
that's
each
what
other.
How many slimes do you know?
well, they're not going to just start, baking cookies.
We were
or something.
sieged by
Sorry,
them.
sorry, cookies.
We were
Sorry,
sieged by
cookies.
them.
Well, I know, but they're going to give the best impression. Or if I see
Okay,
two
he
dead
says-
bodies in the back there and they're all acidized, then I think
Okay,
that would say
fine.
something.
Fine, you can do that if you'd like.
All right. Biscuit immediately turns around and goes invisible.
Well, while we're waiting, let's chat.
Sure. What would you like to chat about?
Let's talk about our provisions. How much wine have you brought?
Wine? All right. So
I'm gonna look for a back window.
Okay.
That is probably too high for me because I'm a gnome.
Okay. You're pretty short. All right. So you find like a window,
or a door if it's a door that's open, or something I can like jump on a bale of hay and like look in.
Yeah. So you don't see. There's no open doors in the back, but you can kind of come around the back, and there is a window on the side, kind of a bigger window that kind of looks kind of back the opposite direction, back east, the direction you guys were coming from. And you kind of come up and you kind of look in, and what you see when you look in is you see the two dragonborn kind of back from where the door was. You kind of see them just a few feet back from there, but both still facing the door, and they're not really like moving or walking around or anything like that. But they're just kind of standing there and they're going blah, 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 blah.
Oh, I knew it.
It's like a Minecraft villager. It's like,
Yeah, it's just it just goes to over to the furnace, back to the